I'm starting to unmute myself. I'm gonna unmute myself, so be quiet. Welcome, everybody. I'm just letting everybody into the chat right now, into the room. Oh, Lord, hold on. Let me put my camera up in here. Here we go. How's everybody tonight? Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Unmute yourselves.
Yeah, we can hear. Well, I can hear. I'm
Okay.
doing good. How are you?
Good. Guys, sorry about the delay tonight. If I don't know for those who live in Florida, no Tampa traffic, but that was no joke. I came in here running. Load to load. Want to make sure I admit this person. So I'm gonna be multitasking here, guys, because I'm going to be letting people in. Looks like we have quite a few people in here tonight. This is obviously these live Q&As is for everyone to come in here and kind of like talk about their situation that they're currently dealing with. These aren't really like what is it, live courses. I don't have like a outline for tonight's class. So admit, yes. So if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask them here, and then if you have any questions regarding the CIA Credit Influencer Academy too, make sure that you guys ask it here, because obviously there isn't a better person to ask if you guys are looking to not even credit repair, but if you're looking to start like even a business in general, like start making money off whatever you're currently doing, online, digital, let me know. Let me see. Because again, this is more live Q&A, guys. So if you guys don't have any questions, let me know what your feedback is, guys. Do you guys enjoy these live Q&As? Do you enjoy more of where we teach the classes? Like we have a topic and we kind of like go over a master class or a short presentation. Like, do you guys enjoy that more than you do the live Q&As? Ooh. Ooh, quiet bunch tonight too.
I have a question. I just didn't know we were ready to start. Are we ready?
Yes, we are. We starting.
Okay, so I submitted or I started my negative items, which I had like 7, so I had to do like
Mhm.
for Equifax and Experian, I had 7 negative items, which some of them had like more than 6 late payments. That's why I wanted to get them off. They were closed, but had like more than 5 late payments.
Mhm.
So the problem I'm running into, I've already submitted the CFPB report or complaint for Equifax and Experian, but now that I'm on TransUnion, it's not letting me do that second batch of negative items for the FTC report.
So are you talking about disputing directly on TransUnion, or like what do you mean TransUnion is not letting you submit the dispute?
The FTC, when I go to file the FTC report, it's not letting me. So I have 9 negative items for TransUnion. So I was able
Okay.
to submit 1, and now I'm running into where I can't submit the second.
Like you can't put them all together. Are you able to do
Right.
like 2 separate ones? Because a lot of the times you may have to just do 5 on one FTC and then create another one.
Right. And so now it's not letting me create another one because it won't verify my phone number.
A lot of the times a lot of people run into that too. So a lot of the times we haven't really figured out how to go around this. A lot of people either use a VPN, which is basically like disguising your information using a whole nother browser, or using a Google Voice number. Because after like the first 2 FTC reports, with the same number. If you happen to do the third one, they'll just flag it and they won't let you do it again. You have to wait sometimes a few days, a day or two for you to resubmit it again. So there's like a holding time, unless you have like maybe for that third FTC, maybe use like a friend's phone number or a Google Voice number and see if that lets you move forward.
Okay. And then one more question about the negative item. So Experian, I submitted it April 4th and they've already responded today saying that they removed 2 of the collections.
Mhm.
That was like too easy. So I'm like,
I was like, so what's the question?
I'm like, so are they about to come back and say something else? Because the collection agency, they are still like emailing me and everything. Is there anything I should do about them emailing me or?
Yeah, so what you can do, so the credit reporting agencies are not going to respond back at that point. Once they said they removed that off your credit report, you should see that update. But when it comes down to the credit reporting agencies, just because something gets removed off your credit report, that does not mean that you're still not liable for the debt. So you do want to handle that. You have logged in from other device. My polling session. Can you guys still hear me? You guys can still? Yeah. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so then, dang, I lost my train of thought already.
So the credit Experian removed 2 collections, but I'm still receiving emails
Okay,
from
so yes, so that does not mean that you're not liable for the debt still. So you still want to respond to the collection agency and have them validate that debt. So that's where you would send them a validation of debt letter. But if you don't mind them contacting you right now, then I mean, I would just let it be only because it's not on your credit report as of right now, but they are liable to go ahead and sell the debt again to another third party and be able to report that again. So if it
Okay.
depends on what your goals are.
So
That's
should
where,
I contact the collection agency or the actual creditor?
no, so at this point, it's not with the original creditor anymore. It should be with the collection agency. So you can contact them and have them submit a validation of debt letter.
Okay, but right now I'll just leave it for.
So it's whatever which route, yeah, you want to go. So if you may think that if you're just caring about it not being reported on your credit report, then I wouldn't honestly worry about moving forward with communication with them. But a lot of the times you do want to send a validation of debt letter and then the cease and desist letter, which is covered in the Magic Eraser course, if you have
Okay.
that.
Yep, I do.
Okay, so
Okay.
you definitely want to follow those steps.
Okay, and then I'm just confused with in the Magic Eraser course, the late payments. So I have late payments with maybe 1 or 2 creditors, but it's like one creditor is actually the account is closed and it's like 1 late payment. Am I able to still contact them to get that removed?
No. So
Okay.
at that point, I mean, the way I personally look at it is if it's a closed accounts don't really factor into your credit score. So if it's a closed account in good standing, I typically leave the account alone. However, if it's a closed account with a late payment back from when, I personally like to just get them removed because I don't want anything derogatory popping up where it may affect my application when I apply for some things. So I would go ahead and remove those closed accounts with late payments on them.
Okay, and then what about if I have Capital One and it's still open and I have like 10 late payments, but I am current the last few months I haven't been late. So like last year I had like a lot of late payments.
Um, this is just from my experience. This is my opinion. It's very, very difficult to get late payments like reversed or removed when you have so many. Maybe 1 to 2 is okay, but you're going to want to definitely just remove the whole account and then replace it with the primary trade line.
Okay, so get rid of dang, that's my oldest one. So
So
just get rid of it.
yeah, when it's more like than 1 to 2, I typically just advise my clients because I personally don't work on any open accounts with late payments, but I just advise them to just remove the whole account altogether. They can just dispute it, and then you're just going to replace that age with primary trade line accounts.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. And then let me see some people in the chat here.
Hello, Denise.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. It's me and Dom here. Just laying with the baby.
A little baby over there.
I fell asleep hard for the longest.
By accident.
Oh, lucky y'all. I was literally stuck in traffic. Like, oh my God, let me push this class back. I'm so sorry. I even had some of you guys
I
message
did
me on
not fall
Facebook.
asleep. I've been up.
Oh man. Okay. I'll let you keep rolling. If I hear anything, like, so when it comes to the Magic Eraser course, when it comes to late payments, let me know. But I'm pretty sure I did a pretty good rant on how to tackle late payments as far as the mindset you should go into. If you have 10 late payments, like, I don't care how old the account is, because it's going to be a struggle. So we're just going to replace that and then figure out how can we replace the age. Like, we're going to remove that and replace the age. And sometimes you might not need the age, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get those approvals that you want, which is the goal with cleaning our credit, so that we can go and apply and get approved. So they're not going to approve us with, multiple late payments and things like that. And then if you only have like two, you can fight. Like, you can fight for sure. You can start with goodwill letters. You can start with well, I would start with the goodwill letter. After that, then I would with the late payment, I would how would I go about it the second way? After this 15 US code 1666B, timing of payments, I would try to just hit them with that, like, hey, nothing's supposed to be reported as late on my credit report, and this is clearly being reported late. Can you update this? You don't even have to put anything crazy or anything. You just basically want to go through the process of elimination when it comes to late payments. So in the video on the Magic Eraser, I basically go through what my process of elimination would be that has worked for us before. So that's just what I would try to do, and just don't beat yourself up about it, because late payments can be super annoying. But when we get them joints off, we get everything we want.
Okay, so I just wanted to piggyback. It wasn't that, it was just that one question I was confused. I didn't know whether or not if I should have disputed that Capital One because of it being still open. So now you're saying if it's 10 late payments, regardless if it's open or not, just go ahead and get rid of that. So
Yeah, you're gonna be battling with them. You're gonna be battling with 10. But one thing I will say is you can give it a shot as far as a goodwill with the open late payment with Capital One with 10 plus, because I've seen people get 10 late payments updated to positive from Capital One. It's not common, but Capital One, if anybody gonna do it, it's gonna be Capital One.
And the way you want to do it is you want to just like tell your story of like why you were late last year, right? Like, just you lost your job, or whatever your hardship was, like just let them know, like, and you had to make sacrifices on paying some of your bills so you could feed your family, right? And like include a picture of your family along with it, like you can really like make it heartfelt, because when it comes down to it, like, CEOs are humans. So once you can get a letter into any human's hands, like, they're going to read it, and like when they read it, they're going to feel for you, and there's emotion behind it. So don't be afraid to tell your story, whatever that story is, and you can make up a story if you ain't got one.
thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Evelyn, hi. And hopefully, Tammy, hopefully Mikkel answered your question. I just seen your question here about how do you delete those accounts. So hopefully that helps. Here we go. Perfect.
Hi, hi Denise.
Hey.
I have a question. Hi, Mikkel and Dominique. Okay, so I know you guys answered this question with the late payment. So I am struggling with that as well, because I have Capital One for my car note. And of course, it's still an open and active account and stuff like that. It's practically almost paid, but life has happened. I've lost my job. My husband lost his job, and I had to choose between a roof over our head or a car. Of course, I was choosing that and feeding my. So
There you
with
go.
that being said, I don't know how to kind of tackle that. Should I still do that the same way as well, and kind of get to, because that's my oldest account as well?
Yeah, I would definitely do the goodwill for sure. Because the only other way around that would be to refinance your car loan with somewhere else so that you can close out that other loan and then remove it from your credit report. But I would first try the goodwill letter. Again, tell your story just exactly how you told us, just in more detail, and let them know that, but now you're current, right? Like you've made good on it and you're fine now because you're in a better financial position, but you're in a position now where you need your credit because you're looking to buy a home, you're looking to refinance your home, whatever the case is, and it's holding you back from being able to do that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll also say, if you look in our Facebook group, if you search open car loan or auto loan, last year there were tons of people who were removing open car loans on their credit report and then going out and getting more cars. So I'm just saying, like, that is an option if you dispute the account, because the one thing is we tell you guys not to dispute open credit card accounts, because if you have some availability, they might close that account and then that availability to you is gone and you're just stuck paying that bill. Versus if it's an auto loan, mortgage, or anything like that, installment loan, they're not about to come and take the car. They want you to continue. They don't care if it's on there or not. They just want them payments every month because it's not fully paid off yet. So they're not gonna shut down the account versus they would with the credit card, and then you'll be out of luck. So that's also an option.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Miguel, just FYI, Sonia just had messaged, but I'm not familiar with this situation because I didn't come across this. I don't know if you can answer her question in the chat.
Let me see. Yeah. I've been unable to find the email of a CEO. I did my research only to find out this company is owned by another company and another, etc. And it's in a class action lawsuit for predatory lending in other states. I'm awaiting a response. How do you suggest that? Well, what's the name of the company?
Hi, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
It's good evening, everybody. It's Mariner Finance, and my mom passed in 2021 of COVID and did not leave life insurance, so I had to take out something quick, to take care of her expenses. And with high interest loans, I have paid it. I feel like I have paid it 3 or 4 times over, and I'm tired. I'm like 90 days behind, and I just don't care anymore. So I did, copy the article that I know that they are in a class action lawsuit in other states for predatory lending, but I have not heard back from them.
When you sent the letter, did you send it back verified?
I do believe, yes.
Okay, good. So that's a good first step. So what I would do, I would send them another letter, letting them know, like I would send your original letter along with your second letter. Let them know this is your second, just like they would. This is a second attempt to collective debt, right? You say, this is my second attempt to contact y'all about this account, and just reiterate what you said in the beginning. Say that you have not received a response, because it's really all about documentation. Because now that you're getting the documentation, what you'll be able to do is you can file a complaint with the CFPB then, right? Like after you have all of this paperwork and all this documentation, you have proof that it was sent, you have proof it was delivered. So you're kind of building your own case a little bit. So I would do that, and give it some time for them to receive it. And if you still don't hear a response, I would say, like, if you do it now, if you don't hear a response back by May, then I would take all of your information, your proof that you have, and I would file a complaint. You don't have to do an FTC, just do a direct complaint about that company with the CFPB, talk about the class action lawsuit, attach all your letters and everything. Even your tracking numbers, right? Showing that it's been delivered, like all of that information. And I would just file a complaint with them directly and say that they have not responded to you. And you demand that it be removed from your credit.
Good, thank you.
You're welcome.
And you guys just have to play around with the CFPB website, because if you go to start a claim or a complaint, like I feel like the CFPB website typically is it's speaking to somebody. So you'll be able to be like, okay, I'm having a problem with the company, and maybe the problem is I've tried to reach out to them to settle an account or whatever. And it's literally like click and go on the see it. You'll be able to see, okay, this is my problem, and just click through and just make the complaint. Also, I would include the fact that you know that there's a class action lawsuit against them. So you're like, look, I'm not an expert, but I am aware.
And you can say, I'm one of these victims.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been trying to resolve the matter with the company directly and they failed to respond.
Yeah, it hasn't even reached California yet because I'm sure they have so many other, customers that are dealing with the same issue. So I'm sure at some point it'll be a pretty large class action lawsuit. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Kanara and Kathy, you guys also have a question. I didn't know who was first, but if you guys still have your question, feel free to unmute yourselves.
You threw what?
Hi, my question is, you mentioned that good evening, everyone. Sorry. You mentioned that she can remove the bad account, the late payment account, and add a primary trade line. What's the difference between a trade line that you get as a co-owner, an authorized user, and a primary trade line? And how do you get it?
So the difference is that authorized users, they're just secondary trade lines, and then the primary ones, that's under your name. They really don't want to see too many accounts that you're on under another person's. You're basically like piggybacking off of their credit profile. So it's okay to build it up just a bit, maybe 1 to 2 on your credit profile, but it wouldn't be suggested to have so many. You want to have your own. So like some primary trade lines that you could definitely think about that's really, really popular is Self. So Self has like installment loans that you can sign up for. You basically just making a monthly payment to yourself because they end up mailing that check back out to you guys at the end. Basically, it's like a term that you make these payments to like a piggy bank, and then they end up mailing you the check. But they report those payments that you make to Self, and they report that as on-time monthly payments, and that's a trade line that's reporting for your credit report. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so a primary trade line is just you getting another card or some kind of account. You're opening it as a baby. It's nothing that's coming with age.
Right, exactly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Kanara, did you have a question?
Yes. I got a letter today. I'm fighting my husband's credit, and was it TransUnion? If I'm not mistaken, it was TransUnion sent out a application to do a identity theft profile or something.
Those are more like
Oh.
stall letters. When they ask you to do an identity theft or a police report, you just have to submit the dispute again. Especially if you already attached those documents already. Did you already do that initially and they just responded back?
Yeah, I uploaded everything in an FTC report.
Yeah, that's just typically like a stall letter. You can go ahead and just resubmit again with the same documentation. You don't have to really do another FTC report. And I would just include in that dispute letter, like this is my second, exactly what Dom said. This is my second attempt of submitting this dispute. I've already attached my documentation to the dispute and you guys are requesting the same information. And I would just go about it that way.
Okay, and it says something about they couldn't accept the FTC report. So should I also add that into the CFPB? Like,
Correct. Yep. So you can go ahead. They're just, putting out there what they can put out there to stall. So you can just go ahead and submit the same information to them because honestly, a lot of consumers just end right there. They don't take the initiative to really be like, all right, I'm going to send another dispute. And that's kind of where the clients like us as consumers mess up at because they make it very hard for us to dispute things. So you definitely want to be consistent and just resubmit that again.
and it was literally just them. I didn't get the same reaction from Equifax or Experian. It was just TransUnion at this. So it's like, obviously, y'all got the same information.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Just stalling.
Yeah, I always just play on fairness. Like I'm like, look, tell me why Equifax and Experian did it and you guys did it. Doesn't seem fair.
Well, I'm still waiting for the responses from them. But I'm
Mhm.
saying they are the only ones that sent me this, oh, well, we need you to fill out this identity theft and we're not accepting the FTC report and blah 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 blah.
Mhm. Yeah. Just stall. Did you attempt to call them yet?
No.
All right. So I would maybe, before I submit anything, I would just call them and just call them out on that. Like, again, like, why are you not accepting it? Because it's probably just a stall, and what happens is, they have a certain amount of time to run their investigation, and then when you actually submit another when whatever they're asking you for, if you submit it again, it kind of like restarts the clock, and that's what they're trying to do. So
Okay.
like if you can just call them and just be like, what I always said, and I think I have it, I'm not sure, but I always say, I just called them. I'm like, yo, what do you have on your desk? Like, because I know what I submitted, so it should all be there. And for what odd reason would you not be accepting this?
Okay. And then I didn't put the child support payments in there. I wasn't too sure whether to approach that with the FTC or whether to approach that differently.
Would you say I missed the part? Would you didn't put?
The child support payments. They had
Oh yeah, you can put.
I didn't put that in the FTC report, so I wasn't too sure.
Yeah, you can list any account in there. There's also a person in our group. His name is Bruce, and he was able to successfully remove some child support. He was the type of guy. He said he was always in his son's life and everything, but they was getting him for child support on his report. So he was able to remove it. So if you go into the Facebook group, I'm not sure. Like, our Facebook group is free. I'm not sure if he's in school, but just type in the name Bruce and type in child support in the search.
Okay.
They're in school. Oh, Dom today might be in school, but and nonetheless, you can always see the process that he took, and I'm sure he probably just FTC'd it.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, and also, just to piggyback on that real quick, there was also, you could factually dispute that as well. There's many options that you could use to remove those child support payments. So if there's anything inaccurately on there, you can go ahead and just factually dispute if
It's a whole bunch of stuff that's actually inaccurate because the last time he went down there, I had him get a printout of when these specific payments were supposed to be for what months. And they're backdating it all the way to 2011.
Yes, and that's the point. So there's just so much information that you could leverage to be able, because again, our credit report is our reputation. So we want to make sure that everything's accurate. If this is not accurate, what makes me think that this whole account is true? Like, how do you guys know this is correct when you guys are reporting inaccurate information?
Right.
But yes, but perfect. Let me see. Did anyone else? Was anybody else raising their hand? I'm just kind of going through the peeps here. And again, feel free to unmute yourselves as well. What I'm going to do too, I kind of wanted to show you guys, if I can find it, the CFPB, what Mikkel was talking about. Oops. I'm going to share
That's
my
crazy. I was like, damn, I wish you could share your screen and show them.
I did do it in another live Q&A, but a lot of people weren't on there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just piggyback on that again, since you guys, quite a few of you are here. But this is the CFPB. Remember that you guys can utilize this for something other than your credit report. It could be used for like any payments that you're currently doing on an account, and they're just like not honoring anything that they're doing, like they report a late payment or they take something away from you. Like, you can utilize this whole thing. You guys can see there's mortgages, payday loan, prepaid cards, student loans, vehicle loan or lease. Okay, you guys really have to go through it. I know Dom and Mikkel go through the Magic Eraser course and they point out credit reporting, because that's very popular when it comes down to credit disputing. Another thing I wanted to point out to you guys, if you happen to get a response back or didn't get a response back from a credit reporting agencies, you can come back to the CFPB, and once you click credit, I think I'm gonna go through it, credit reporting. There's an option in here where you can opt into and complain that the fact that they didn't respond to you within a reasonable amount of time, or you just didn't get a response back. So you can put that there's a problem with the company's investigation into an existing problem. A lot of you guys kind of miss that information because what we typically put on here is incorrect information on your report, which is your personal information, information of mine, and then we just click identity theft. But you can also come in here and put problem with the company's investigation into an existing problem if you didn't like the response that you got back about an account that you already disputed. And as you can see, it prompts you here to click investigation took more than 30 days, was not notified of investigation status or results. A lot of you guys don't even get that. So this is something you can really utilize and leverage. Their investigation did not fix an error on your report. I use that one a lot because I didn't like the answer. They need to fix it. They need to fix that off my credit report. Problem with a personal statement and difficulty submitting a dispute or getting information about a dispute over the phone. I hear this a lot with you guys, so hopefully you guys are able to utilize all of these boxes, honestly. I've heard it all. And then have you already tried to fix this problem with the company? This is just a refresher for you guys who don't use the CFPB often. You want to click yes because they're going to prompt you back to go resolve it with the actual original creditor or company. So to save time, just click yes. And did you request information about or from the company? Yes, this is optional here. What information did you request? That's optional. You don't have to put anything. And did the company provide this information? I always say no, even if they did. Oh, hold on. Shoot. Investigation took more than 30 days. All right. A lot of times they do take more than 30 days, and we're going to point that out to the CFPB. And again, you guys, I mean, you guys are pretty familiar with this, but this is how I would utilize it and just put see attached. And this is where you guys, I had a question in the group. I forgot who it was, but they wanted to know how you attach your documents in the CFPB. And this is the section where you would attach your documents. But that is after you put see attached in the first box. What would be a fair resolution to this issue? You guys don't have to put in the same response every time. You really don't want to make it generic. This is kind of where you want to be personable. You want to make it into your own words. I switch it up every time. And I literally tell them, like, a fair resolution to me would be updating my credit report, deleting certain XYZ accounts pursuant to this law. I wouldn't put like 15 US code XYZ, but I would elaborate more on that law. Like, there's exclusions into a credit report and late payments aren't even supposed to be on my credit report. So it is fair to delete XYZ, right? So you guys want to make this your own. And then this is where you would attach your documents, which is your driver's license, your social security card, your proof of address, social security card. I feel like I'm missing something. Dispute letter, which is the one that you create, and your FTC report if you're uploading an FTC report. So hopefully that helped you guys. Did you guys have any questions regarding the CFPB at all? Stop sharing. No? Okay. And I actually wanted to share something else with you guys, if I can find it. But again, feel free to unmute. But
I will say, I'll say when you while you're looking for that, you guys can also utilize the attorney general of your state. So like, let's say you done tried a lot of times people don't try everything, like the whole list of trial and error, the things you should try. But if you tried everything or you want to try another route, you can dispute on the attorney general website. It literally looks basically just like the CFPB. It's like the CFPB for your state instead of the whole country. And sometimes you can get issues resolved a lot faster. And it's really just stating your claim exactly what happened. This company's being unfair. They're breaking the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and they're not even responding to remove it. Especially if that company's in your state, they usually get on them pretty fast.
I would like to say that I started working on my credit. This is Melinda, by the way. I was on the last call. I started working on my credit March 12th, and so far I'm up 70 points. So
Hey.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I was geeked today. I was like, whoa, them collections came off quick. I was like, hold on, is this right? But yeah, thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Mikkel, when you get a chance, can you drop the name of, I think it was the Secretary Department of something?
Attorney General. So
Attorney.
just type in Attorney General and then you go to Google Attorney General in your state. And it should take you to some like .gov website.
Okay, so we'll go. Perfect. Canary, you have your hand up again?
Yes, I completely forgot. I am in the process of trying to get more funding. I am 778.
Hmm?
Most of them are, yeah. I'm shy of 800. Everything is off. The only thing that I know I have to do is change my address with the Secretary of State. I was waiting for it to come back with my EIN and DUNS. Because I didn't want them to have mixed up addresses. But how would I, go about getting
Getting
them?
funding?
Yeah. Because I know like I had to do a hack with I had to do a GMC hack. Which I actually had one collection on my account when I actually did the GMC hack. But they wound up approving me for like $20,000, but it's not 0% interest for 12 months. So kind of defeat the purpose if you touching that money if my kids, give it back.
No, I completely understand. And I'm glad you like kind of learn from your mistakes because 0% interest is like so important. I wish I would have known that before I started investing with non-0% interest. I learned my lesson now. I learned it. But yes, very, very important. Like basically, if you're looking to start getting funding, the number one rule is you want to build up your relationship with the banks. Even if you're in a holding time right now, you're not planning to apply for any type of funding at this very moment. Your job right now is to be building a relationship with every bank that you apply for. So if you said all of your credit scores are good, or are you just focusing on one bank, basically?
Oh no, all of them are above 750. So
Okay.
I didn't look at the VICO 8 because I know everybody's looking at different ones.
Yeah,
But,
so they definitely do check the FICO. But basically my experience, I love Chase and I love Navy Federal. Those are the only two
I
that
already have cards with now I didn't do the business Navy Federal yet. I just did the regular Navy Federal, and I was actually surprised because I didn't get as much as everybody else has been getting. So I don't know if I didn't fudge enough numbers in my application.
There's data points too, and obviously it depends on the time that you do it because if you do it at a later time, at midnight, there's not a live person reviewing your application. It depends on your internal score with them too, because I had like I had two different experiences with them. When I first joined, I ended up actually I applied for an auto loan. And they were at 35K originally. But then this time around, they actually gave me 75K after being with them a little bit longer. But even though those two are still pretty high limits. On the business side of credit cards, I know that they don't give too much than they do on the personal credit card. I'm gonna just say that. It hasn't been that high of a limit on the business side. If you do plan
And
on
there's no 0% interest with Navy either. They gotta look out for that.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Okay.
too. That too. I like them.
I've had them for like 5 years. I really just started, paying attention to, everything that was going on with them. So I did the loan hack. I didn't transfer my direct deposit yet. Somebody said that will boost it up as well. But I have money being transferred into that account every week when I get paid. So even though I didn't have direct deposit, I've always had $100 going into my account with them for like over the last year.
So on the for your personal interaction, basically getting the direct deposit, it hits a little bit different versus just the deposits because it's a sticky product. It's like one of the check boxes that they're looking for that they would check off when they're like, okay, this person's applying. Do they have this? Do they have this? Do they have this? So even though you're making the deposits, you don't have that commitment of, okay, I have this product with them. So that would help when you try to apply for like a limit increase because they do increase limits too. I think when Dom first applied, she got 20, and then she did a ask for a limit increase after like 91 days, and they moved it up to 26. So that helps. And then on the business side, I don't know. Like I don't really know what to say about them on the business side, except for like if you have a relationship with them, they will give you some type of funding. If you're looking for more 0% interest, I think in the business credit section of the school community, there's 2 classes on business credit, and in those classes, I drop a bunch of the banks that are 0% interest, like Bank of America, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo, Chase. Can't remember all of them off the top of my head for business, and then yeah, those are the ones that do the 0% interest. And then there's another class that was held by one of our friends who he goes deep into the business. Like he goes too deep, like where I shut it off. Like I'm like, look, he know too much about it. He knows too much about it. And my other question is, the Navy Federal that you go to, is it the one in Willow Grove?
No, I haven't been to it in a minute. I think it was the one in Cherry Hill. So that one
Okay,
is the
okay, you
closest one
on
to
that
me.
side.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down near the airport. So it's
Okay, okay.
just keeping a jump for me to just go over the bridge.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. But I did with Associated Bank. There's a 0% interest also, Denise. They did 9 grand for me, and I put my husband down as an employee. They put 4 grand for him.
Mm.
0% interest for the first year. I just had to send them in my paperwork because I don't know whether it was the address thing. Since I switched my virtual office from to Bala Plaza, they got red flagged. So when I tried to put it on my business account with Chase, they said that that address got red flagged. So I transferred it over to 1700 Market. So
Okay.
they just wanted me to give them my 3 months of bank statements, I think, and my ID just to verify it was me. And
Okay.
yeah, and then they approved me.
And what was the name of the bank?
That's Associated Bank.
Associated Bank. Okay. And I had to look over there. I'm not in the market for any business funding, but I know everybody else is. And I would just say,
Advertisement. I need it for advertisement. At
right.
least 0% can buy me some time.
Yeah. And I mean, just have a good plan whenever you start your business. It's so hard. Like I just been in business literally for like my whole life. Like I would say like almost 18 years, I feel like I've been in business, and it is really hard, but it always makes it so much easier when you have a really good plan and you kind of just know exactly where everything like to the dollar, exactly how we're gonna spend everything. Just having a plan, the better you plan, the better the results at the end will be. So even if you do have to get something that's not 0% interest, you might not even use it. You just have it there, but all those options are there.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Perfect. And for those of you who missed also, we were doing we did a live. A lot of people weren't in that one either, but I just wanted to touch base that if you guys are disputing right now and you are forgetting what laws pertain to what, you can always find the laws cheat sheet that I put in the school community, and you can use that within your dispute letters. I just wanted to show you guys that super quickly because I had a few inquiries regarding it. I've added onto this a little bit. Obviously, I gotta make it neater and nicer. But when I first started creating this, I kind of posted what I had already. You guys add and make it your own. But you know, this is the basic laws that you can look into when it comes down to credit cards, reinvestigations. Let's see what else. Repos, credit reporting agencies. So literally look into the school community and type in cheat sheets and it's gonna pop up there and populate. And that way you could utilize this when you guys submit your disputes or if you need to utilize a different dispute letter template. Okay, Kathy, I did see your hand up.
Yes, quick question. So I know that with Navy, to get a new card, when you apply for a new card, it's best to do it like in the middle of the night. Is it the same thing for credit limit increases requests?
I would say so. I didn't go through it. I personally did not, but I do hear that it's better to do it at midnight because again, they're not manually going through it. I did hear about that.
Alright.
I would have to ask Dom. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's like I feel like it's a manual review when you ask for the limit increase. You have to do it in their portal, and you have to like request it. So I'm just not sure how fast that goes through off the top of my head. Maybe Dom might remember, but I don't remember. They never gave me no limit increase, so I'll tell you that. I went for one. They said no, sir. I was like, okay, I'm cool. I got like 18,000. Like whatever.
Same. They was not trying
No
to get.
increase. No increase. So I can't even give it the full sauce.
Payments. I'm answering Sonia, sorry if I'm butchering your name. Question in here. She was asking how to get credit for rental payments. I just wanted to clarify the credit. If you meant by credit, if you meant backdating that for rental history for credit age on your credit report, there's Rental Karma. There was another one, Rental Karma. Eddie did answer in here.
Rent reporters.
Yeah,
I think
rent
Self
reporters.
is now starting to do that.
I didn't hear about Self, but that's good.
If you guys want to report your rental history, it definitely helps as long as you've been renting for at least 2 years. I feel like you don't want the age to drop on your credit report, but if you've been renting anywhere for like 2 years, I recommend Rental Karma. I'm biased because I have a partnership with them, but I only have a partnership with them because they changed my life. Like they helped me out, and that partnership is only gonna help you. Like it takes $25 off of the 75 enrollment fee. And the CEO called me like 2 weeks ago to let everybody know that whoever enrolls, you also get free credit counseling. As many calls as you want. They will literally look at your credit report and work through your goals with you, which a lot of people in the credit space won't do for free. Like just sit there and just like talk to you. They will literally sit there and talk to you. I'm like, wait, you mean to tell me he's like anybody that enrolls, and he's like, they have unlimited calls. Not only unlimited calls, he's like, they're not even gonna need them. Like usually people need 1 or 2 calls and then they get to work. So Rental Karma, coupon code Bennett if you need to get that service.
When you're using this, is it okay to use this if you are private, like the landlord is a private rent or landlord?
So
Okay.
what they do is they will ask you for your landlord's contact information. So the landlord, wink wink, could be your mom, it could be anybody. They ask for their contact information, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna text them to confirm, hey, did Melinda live here for X, Y, and Z amount of time, like she stated? They say yes or no, and then every month, I guess I'm not sure if it's every month on your payment date or whatever, but every month on a regular cycle, they will send your landlord an automatic text saying, hey, did such and such pay their rent? If you're on the plan that continues to report it. And if you do, they'll just say yes, and then it automatically just works.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Eddie, for putting that in the chat. Make sure you guys use coupon code Bennett at Rental Karma. That $25 off does people justice, okay? Let me see. And for the data points too, guys, when it comes down to funding in your credit applications, remember everything is stated income. So if you guys are at the point where you're putting in applications and you're putting in your real income, I'm gonna tell you right now, that is not the way to go if you're looking for high credit limits. Okay, go off of stated income because that means that they're not gonna require proof of documentation. So whatever you put on the application is what they're gonna believe, okay? And a lot of the times too, just a little secret sauce, I've heard that works is that if you put in, again, that's why it's important to do it at midnight, so that way you don't have a live person going through your application. I've done this with a lot of my family members too, but for rent or like, you know, for your rental, what you pay monthly for rent, I typically put between $500 to $600 because I see that a lot of the times they like to give you more of a higher credit increase or limit, knowing that you can handle that because your rent is nothing. So, and they don't verify that information either, so just a FYI. Dun, 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 dun. But did anyone else have any questions at all? Cool, thanks, Tammy. Thanks, Mikkel, for jumping up on in here, even with the baby and Dom. Listen,
Yes, yes, yes.
I need you guys' input though. Like, do you guys benefit from these like live Q&As? What is it that you guys want to see more of? Like, do you guys enjoy more of the teaching styles or us like picking topics for you guys to learn about? Like, what is it that you guys want to
Mhm.
see change or more of that we're not doing? Because closed mouths don't get fed.
Mhm. Yep. And
I like
Tammy,
this style.
sorry. Go
I
ahead.
like this style, but I think that the teaching style, because there's things we don't know what we don't know. So I guess if you have a topic that you can teach and, you know, give us more information, that'd be great as well.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, Tammy. Thank you, Evelyn.
Mhm.
Perfect. You guys like the live Q&As in school. Okay. Okay. So make
Yeah,
sure.
and I was gonna say, Tammy, if you want to, you can always go to Rental Karma as well. There's some stuff that we teach our credit influencers. You can go to Rental Karma and reach out to them for your own affiliate link. Because if you're truly like, we would get signups on our Rental Karma, we promoted it nowhere besides on live classes. And people would only sign up for those live classes because the only reason we're talking about it is because somebody wants to help, you know, increase their credit score by reporting their rent. So if you truly really want to help people, I feel like it would be an asset for you to have in your back pocket because it's going to help you and them. And the owner is really cool.
Perfect. So definitely, guys, tune in to the next live Q&A, which is going to be moving forward because I know a few guys hit me up thinking it was at a different time. It is Wednesdays at 8 p.m. We just had a little hiccup today, so it had to be pushed back to 8:30 p.m. But it is every Wednesday at 8 p.m. We just thought it'd be a better time for everybody because everyone is at work during the day. It used to be at 1:30, but it seems like there's a better turnaround with everybody in the evening. So let us know if that changes. But I appreciate everybody hopping in here tonight. If anybody has any other questions, feel free to ask them now. If not, then we gonna end this live.
Perfect. See everybody at the top and not from it.
Perfect. See y'all.
Have a good night.
Good
Good
night.
night, everybody.